So we are group 5 and we are meant to present a question that says explore theories of individual labor supply and labor demand. Then we are meant to choose one theory for each and explain its assumptions and implications for worker behavior and employment. So this is our presentation. We are having theories of individual labor supply and labor demand. Then we are meant to choose one theory for each and explain its assumptions for worker behavior and employment decisions. Then we began with a neoclassical model, which is the labor-leisure choice, which is a theory about labor and leisure choice. The neoclassical model posts that individuals decide how many hours to work by balancing the utility derived from income, which is from working, and leisure, which is the non-work time, where workers maximize utility subject to a time constraint, choosing an optimal mix of work and leisure based on wages and preferences. The key assumptions for this theory we have rationality, where individuals make rational choices to maximize utility. Individuals are assumed to make choices that maximize their satisfaction or utility. Then we have time constraint, whereby we are having a fixed time constraint of 24 hours. So individuals are meant to choose between work and leisure, and they are allowed to they are supposed to choose between work and leisure within the 24 hours, which is the time constraint. Then we have wage rate, which is the price of an hour of leisure, or the reward for an hour of work. So that is our wage rate as another assumption. Then for our next slide, we have implication for work behavior, where we have that the model predicts that an individual labor supply decision is influenced by two opposing effects of a wage rate, which we have the substitution effect and the income effect. Now, then we have the wage sensitivity, whereby low wage workers, such as the retail employees, increase hours of work when wages rise due to the dominant substitution effect. Then we also have heterogeneity, where workers with strong leisure preferences, such as the parents, may work part-time, while income-driven workers, such as the gig-driven workers, work longer hours, for example, the Uber drivers. Then we have the second theory, which is the labor demand. For the labor demand, which is the marginal productivity theory of labor demand. And this theory explains labor demand as a function of workers' contribution to output. And it states that a firm will hire workers up to the point where marginal revenue product of labor equals to the wage rate. And now we have marginal revenue product of labor, and it can be defined as the extra amount of money a firm gets by hiring an extra worker. We have some of the assumptions for this theory, whereby we have profit maximization, as firms are rational profit maximizers. They are aiming at maximizing profits. Then we have perfect competition in the labor market as another assumption. Then we also assume homogeneous labor, where all workers are assumed to be equally productive, meaning that workers have the same skills, as another assumption. Then the other assumption we have is no imperfect information, where firms have complete information about productivity and the prevailing wage rate. And then some of the implications we have for the employment decisions, we have when we have the marginal revenue product of labor greater than the wage rate, the firm increases its profits by hiring an extra worker. What this point means is that when we have the marginal revenue product of labor greater than the wage rate, like when we have the workers doing a lot, like the available workers doing a lot compared to the wage rate, the firm increases its profits by hiring an extra worker to increase on its productivity with the minimum wage rate. Then we have when we have the marginal revenue product of labor less than the wage rate, we shall have the firm increasing its profits by reducing the number of workers because it will be paying a lot for less productivity of labor. So it will increase its profitability by reducing the number of workers. Then we have wage sensitivity, whereby lower wages increase labor demand from the employers. Then we have productivity investment, where firms invest in technology to boost the marginal revenue product of labor and therefore increasing labor demand. Then we're having a conclusion as the neoclassical labor, leisure choice model, and marginal productivity theory provide robust frameworks for understanding labor market behavior. Workers balance income and leisure based on wages and preferences, as seen in responses to minimum wage hikes. So this was group 4. Group 5, sorry. Yes, presenting the above question.